reach back into the dream world, and you are now reconnected with Cresselia.
Oh, sweet. Hey, Cresselia, how's it going?
She looks at you and she puts on she conjures some sunglasses and she goes, "Sup, bitch."
It's been a while.
Sup,
Good to see you again.
queen.
As we head off into the unknown, never knowing where our journey goes. We struggled hard to get this far, and now's our time to reach the stars. The future may seem bleak and dark, but I know the light within our hearts will shine the way for us to start. The road to victory, together united we will succeed. This dream of ours will never die. No matter what, we'll be ready to fight. The path ahead is clear enough for me. As we head down the road to victory. Pokemon!
この番組はグランドスポンサーの提供でお送りします。
Let's
You guys travel downwards as you see a large green crystal standing there, and
Oh.
you approach a large swirling pool with, yes, some feraligators in them, and they are moving in rotation of the pool, like clockwise.
All right. I'm worried about what that green. Can I tell what it does?
Knowledge occult.
Knowledge occult.
It's the Master Emerald.
Ah, for God's sake, what a.
You can choose to re-roll that if you're not happy with it.
I don't want to use up too many though.
You've got 15. Or 14. now.
All right. All right. Yeah. Okay.
But
Well, that was not worth it. What a waste.
But I only have 85 of them. Well, let's back up to 14 because they just caught my Master Emerald reference.
Nice. I don't want to. I don't want to walk in front of it if I don't know what it does.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I was just moving you to that area so you can see into there better.
That's fine. I see it, but I just don't want to just walk past the crystal in case it's some kind of trigger or whatever.
I'm gonna let you ponder that for a second as I go back to
Yeah.
court. With that out of the way, Percival's ego and case has been severely damaged already. What would Fresh Floof like to call on for a witness?
Basically, we're making a statement that you guys say that we treat Pokemon cruelly and that you think that we're unjust people. But since we've gotten here, we've felt threatened and seen the actions of Pokemon that are just as unruly.
Making the argument that, if they're going to call us bad guests, then there's plenty of other people who have been acting as just as misdemeanor as well, and that there's a slant against us.
Okay, yeah. All right, go ahead. You can go out, or whoever you want to go out with that. Begin with your statement.
So, Hoopa, as we've heard, has mentioned an incident involving a drunken misdemeanor that happened during the events that happened last night.
Thus far, the case presented has been more to, slander and...
Your Honor! This court has been nothing but slandering our name, and I think the Pokemon... It needs to be proven the Pokemon here are also acting quite uncivilized as well.
Yes, what Lobby actually eloquently put.
He's just reading off what we wrote.
Oh my god!
I know, tongue-tied. Still.
Yeah, see, thank you. The people in the chat are agreeing with me that it might not be a good idea to insult the Pokemon around here.
Well, the point is that, like, the testimony that was attempted to bring up by Percival using Hoopa was simply to, paint our color in a bad light even more. There was no real reason to bring up Hoopa in accordance to what is actually being accused. The entire court has started completely off topic.
Ooh,
I mean,
okay. Yeah, all right. I like that.
I thought that's what you were going for, Stuart.
That is, I just wasn't expecting you to do that. I expected you to present evidence, as I stated multiple times in the tutorial that it's an
Which
evidence presenting thing.
And I will present evidence regarding this, but that seems to be like a good enough piece of evidence in itself that we are being slanted against in this entire since we've been here. Really,
It's a statement.
Gotcha. Percival just awaits that judgment. Your spicy take challenging him has cost him 1 resolve. And the judges, Indy shifts uncomfortably. Ponya smiles at you while Atlas bears down. The court takes your statement into consideration. You are correct. The evidence provided by the prosecutor was inappropriate and out of line, and thus, give me charm or command roll, whoever feels they can give that better.
I mean, you can try it if you want.
What is Jade's charm? I'm curious.
Yeah, I'm curious too.
I don't think it's good.
No,
I know. That's why I'm curious what number it is.
Charm is like 2, command is like 4. Yeah, command is like 4, so if you wanna... Oh.
What is that?
Sure, whatever.
All
Just
right,
break everything.
Jade.
Okay.
All right, Jade. Because of that statement, Atlas points because the prosecutor's evidence was inappropriate and unrelated to the trial. His statements
chop off his antennas.
His statements will be stricken from the record. And what that means is the evidence points that he presented were cut in half.
Cool.
If you would be so kind, though, do you have anything else to refute in your defense?
Not regarding the previous statements said, especially since they have damaged the record, but we do have physical evidence of misdemeanors among the other attendees and that in the party from the help.
Unfortunately, like one of the misdemeanors, one of the guests left, so we're not sure if that concludes as evidence at all.
Yeah, it might not conclude as evidence, but we have plenty of other evidence of some other things that have been going on that are strictly against us specifically and that we are upset at, and it is
we're very upset.
Yeah, so
Ponya comes forward and says, while we're sure that everyone has done some wrongdoings at this point, she looks over at Indy. She says, I think it would be more important if we could discuss what's on trial at hand. You are on trial for assaulting another guest. Can you prove that either you didn't or that this was in self-defense?
yes, actually.
Yes.
We do have physical evidence that the assault, that the fight that took place was staged and was set up by somebody, and that there were some circumstances that led to the events that happened.
Andy steps up. Crockett, is the person who set this up in the courtroom?
I don't think we know exactly.
Actually, we don't know who set up the fight.
We don't.
But,
Yeah,
Well, we have reason to believe it's Puss.
No, but we do have evidence that me and
it
Lavi
was set
did
up,
not take down Tapu Fini.
Yeah.
What? What?
No, we did. We.
Because Solana has met.
Oh, you didn't make her sick. Got it.
Yes,
okay.
we didn't make her
Yeah, I
sick.
know, because
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, I see what you're getting at. Okay, very well. If you could please present your evidence that you are not the ones that injured Tapu Fini like that. We would be very curious. Okay, Solana says, okay, list of events. You guys got the letters, right?
Yes.
Mhm.
Okay, so you got the letters which sent you to the pool. And then while at the pool, Tapu Fini attacked you, right?
Yes.
Mhm.
All right. And then after that, the report came in that she was poisoned, paralyzed, and burned.
Yes, I was gonna bring
Yeah.
that. Yeah. That was
So, the first thing we should talk about is why you were at the pool.
Okay.
So the letter. And do not forget that the letter, we did have to kind of wrestle it from Lugia's very, very cold hands. She,
I was there,
had it-
Jade. She had it tucked smoothly in her bosoms.
You know what I mean. But, yeah, no, like, they're definitely, like, trying to hide it from us, and then it's like having to, threaten to go over her head to
We have reason to believe that someone set us up, and we have proof.
Yes, exactly.
I'm gonna restore everybody's points, by the way.
Oh, okay.
Let's start fresh. Let's
Okay.
yeah.
But, yeah, bring up the letter.
Alright, so bringing up everyone's resolve to full. So that is... Are you using recess or are you using your banked resolve? You do.
Well, how many times can I do? How many times can I use recess for?
Once.
Okay, yeah, then I'll use my bank.
Okay. I think we have 41 resolve bank. Is that correct, chat? I want to say 41, so...
Thanks, chat!
That's the chat. That's what I saw last, so...
Yeah, we had a lot, and somebody did mention we've got 16 rerolls.
Okay. Well, the rerolls are with Prism.
Right. See, that's why I think my clues are in it.
Luna
44.
has... Oh, 44. Luna has 4 rerolls left, though.
Cool, perfect.
Okay.
So, to bring you back up to full, we'll take 8 resolve. Oh, no, just 4. I'm sorry.
Am I allowed to change up somebody from my team, too?
Yeah, that's fine.
I'm gonna get Hime. Get
Alright.
Amber out.
And then Solana's like, this is still a crowd. Should I get out?
Let's get Takoa, because Takoa's a smooth talk.
Okay.
I might need a smooth talker for this one. Let me just double check with my little jury over here.
You know what? Let's just keep Lavi in here. It's fine. I feel bad excluding him.
No, he's fine. He's getting us all water and stuff. It's fine.
Yeah.
You good? You've been reduced to water boy.
We call Darling to the stand.
Gasp! Gavel slam. Order in the court. You hear the little Mr. Krabs walk cycle coming down as she then carefully gets up on the stand. Why, yes, darling.
And I come out. And I have Hime because I know Darling likes Hime.
Oh, hi, darling. How are you? And Hime gives a little friendly wave. Oh, you're adorable.
Both just swell. We're just hoping to ask you some questions and then get you right back on your way.
Of course, dearie. I know you don't mean to purposely waste my time.
Of course not. So, I heard that Scarlet was thinking of doing like a fashion kind of deal with you. Is that right?
Ah, yes, darling, indeed. She came to my room yesterday with her entourage, and they agreed to fund some sort of project they were doing. It was all dotting I's and crossing T's. Very boring work. It wasn't very exciting. But she hyped me up, and I was quite eager to participate.
Right. Well, Scarlet just happened to notice that you guys have a lot of fine stationery in your room.
Ah, yes, darling. Nothing but the finest in fact, in Utopus. We always have just the best of all resources. Nothing but the best for my clients, dear.
Yeah, would you say your stationery is one of a kind?
I wouldn't say it's one of a kind, dear, but it is incredibly rare and difficult to get a hold of.
Very rare and difficult to get a hold of. You see.
You mean like this?
That's what I want.
Hime breaks character. Ah! You mean like this? Oh! Why, yes, just like that. She's holding up the contract. Oh, wait, the wrong one. Luna!
No, here, the letter in the envelope.
Oh, okay. You mean like this? Darling gets knocked back. Ah! I mean, it's paper is paper, my dear. I can't tell just by looking at it if it's similar.
Objection! Oh. Objection! We have your signature, and it's the same as the handwriting on the letters.
Gah! She takes social damage. Roll 2d6.
Okay.
Pikachu.
Do you want the first one or the second? Like you have to.
I mean, they're both kind of bad. I'll do the second one.
I mean, if you take the second one, it's gonna take your reroll. So just take the first one.
Okay, I'll take the first one.
Hime says, "These letters are written on the same parchment, and you just said that it was incredibly rare. Also, the handwriting matches." Sorry, Hime flops his gorgeous mane backwards. I was thinking about shampoo. You just said it was incredibly rare. No other person in this facilities could possibly have it. And Darling looks and says, well, that is a mighty fine coincidence, isn't it? Ha ha ha. Perhaps, she thinks, Perhaps someone snuck into our room and stole our parchment.
Would you allow anybody into your room? Do you have any evidence of a break-in into your room?
Yeah, do you have any evidence against that?
Why, yes, in fact. We stepped out for a minute 2 nights ago, and someone could have broken in then.
Was there any evidence of a... So, if you think that somebody broke into your room, then why wouldn't you have said anything about it?
Because I didn't realize it until now. We brought a lot of paper, and she could have snuck in.
So you have no evidence of a break-in, and you had no reason to believe that anybody broke in before, and yet you still think that somebody broke in just now when it's convenient for you.
She thinks, I don't keep track of all my paper, and we're allowed to leave our room. The burden of proof is on you guys.
Yeah, and I'm holding it. Where's yours?
Damn.
I'm holding mine, but you're saying that you're just now thinking that 2 nights ago somebody broke into your room when you had no suspicion of it before.
We already proved that the handwriting is yours.
The handwriting's yours, the paper's yours, and this is completely yours. Nobody
Okay.
could have written it unless somebody's mimicking your handwriting specifically.
All right, so Jade, you may use I smell bullshit
Yeah.
because you do. And
Yeah.
with that costs Darling the remainder of her resolve.
Uh-huh.
Greetings, citizens! My name is Luna the Pokemon Ranger. It's thanks to viewers like you and websites like Patreon that we can keep this show going for as long as it has been. But worry not, we don't expect your support for free, though that would be nice of you. You can gain cool rewards like monthly lore packets, creating special encounters, or even creating characters that could support us directly or indirectly on our journey with our Junior Trainer and Ace Trainer reward tiers. Support us today, and we can keep our way to the road to victory.
Do you want happiness in your life? Well, we don't sell that! Cute jellyfish plushies, now on sale at LoadingCrewCrafts.com. Use the coupon code HAPPINESS for 10% off your total order.
And you know, it's funny that you mentioned that you snuck away somewhere. Perhaps that you snuck away to send these letters to us?
And with that, her resolve is finally broken, and she's on the stand, and she says, all right, I admit it. I was the one who wrote the letters. And the courtroom goes,
Okay, so here's what we need to know then. You wrote the letters. Why?
Oh, it was just for a bit of fun, darling. You see, my friend Vessi and I, we actually, excuse me, it was just myself. I misspoke.
Okay.
See, I enjoy once in a while playing minor pranks. I didn't know it would result in the assault and potential death of another, or violent injuries. You can see my records in Aristocrat Harbor, and you can tell that we are little bits of pranksters. There's been no real crime done by us specifically.
I think she's telling the truth, though.
Yeah, no, she is. Like, there's no way she could inflict pokerus on somebody. But that'll be a point to bring up at another time.
Right.
Alright, yeah.
Lavi, if you want, you can use your Aura Sense, bringing you down to 10 resolve, finally.
Sure.
And with that, you can tell that she is telling the truth.
Larry just gives a thumbs up to Luna.
Thanks, Lavi!
Yeah, so the incident, even if it did occur the way it happened, was done completely unintentionally.
But with that, you now have a lot of physical evidence, and you've got a confession.
I have a proposition.
Who are you talking to?
Are you bribing?
No. I have an idea of, like, why our accusation is merely circumstantial. Its entire prank is simply led to a case of wrong place, wrong time. Anybody who have gotten this letter, and anybody could have showed up to the pool, and they would have been accused instead.
It doesn't explain why Tappy Finney attacked us.
No, it doesn't. But the whole point is that in the case of our defense specifically, this is simply a setting of wrong.
That's
place,
why
wrong
we were
time.
there.
Yeah. Okay. If you're done examining the witness, I will let Percy cross-examine, because he can at least ask those questions.
Sure.
Okay. All right. You guys head back to your spot. Percy comes out and says, so you admit to creating this letter, and you admit that you should not have done so, and it caused the two to go to the pool. And Darling says, yes, dear, I did indeed do that. Percival points out, and much like the defendants pointed out, even if you did attract them to the pool, you did not directly cause them to attack Tapu Fini. Yes, dear, that is correct. So what you're saying is, all you've done is move pieces around. Granted, while the ethical implications of this are entirely different, you did not, as the humans say, pull the trigger. Suppose I didn't. So, I would like the record to show that while the witness may be reprehensible and setting up pranks and potentially dangerous scenarios, not only did she not cause the two that she intended to meet, but she also did not cause any instigation between the victim and our defendants. And at that, the court kind of murmurs.
Yep.
Objection! I think the contents of what's written on the letters says who should have been involved at the pool or not. On Lugio's envelope, it says, to my bird waifu.
Yes.
And then the other letter was to, I forgot what Lavi's letter said. But basically, it sounded like they wanted Lavi and Lugia to meet at the pool.
Rift, let's say, between Lavi and Lugia was potentially.
Yeah, they knew about
dangerous.
the weird kind of connection that was happening between those two.
Yeah.
Why else
so
would
it may have been a prank to begin with, but like that is putting us in a potentially dangerous situation on purpose, almost.
What if that resulted in the attack between those two?
Yeah.
Well, I suppose we'll never know, because at least between you and the Lugia, at least the Lugia has the restraint not to attack anybody else at the pool.
The point is the intent on the defendant currently.
Witness, yes, darling. Did you intend for Lavi and this Lugia to meet up and exchange brawls? Oh no, I thought it would have been just funny if they thought they were meeting for a date, and then it turned out it wasn't that thing.
That still doesn't excuse the idea that it could have ended dangerously, whether she intended it or not. The move was thoughtless and careless, even though I kind of like her and I don't want her to be. But yeah, the point stands.
Takoa looks over, spends 3 resolve, and says, your prank was funny, but it resulted in bad things. And Darling goes, yes, dear, I regret my prank now. All right, with that, Percy has no more cross-examinations. Do you guys have any more things to say?
I don't think regarding in this sense, no, because like that whole thing was just to establish that.
Yeah, to establish that you were lured there. Atlas comes forward, and he says, with this in play, we here at the judge's stand acknowledge that Team Fresh Floof would not have been lured out of their rooms and would have remained excellent guests were it not the prank set upon them by the witness. Right. I declare that this is solid evidence in your behalf. He rolls 3d6.
Huzzah!
So, Atlas rolls 11, and he goes, "Why, mates? Why, I love a good brawl here and there, but I say even though you were lured there under false pretenses, it still doesn't excuse the fact that you still got into a fight. I'm going to say this is circumstantial at best." Mm-hmm. Ponya, more sympathetic to you, says, well, I do empathize with you that you wanted to meet this individual, but yes, you should have considered walking into a dangerous area without at least an escort. I consider this evidence debatable. And he rolls 7. So, at the end of round 1, Atlas is on your side with 11 points.
Yay!
Ponya is on your side with 7 points. Indy is split.
Yep.
So, does that kind of clear up what we're doing?
Yeah, sort of.
A little, yeah.
Yeah.
I take it Tapu Fini's still, like, in a bad way, or is...
Well, yeah, we can't. I mean, yeah.
I will say, nothing says you can't call on her. It's just if she'll show up for you or not is debatable.
She's still really sick, isn't she?
Seems like it.
Yeah.
Looking back, Scarlet.
Yeah.
You approach this crystal area.
Okay. That old styler that I found. Is
Yeah.
it possible to like use that to figure on the shape in the other room?
Yes, but because it's old and kind of dingy, you'll need someone to roll knowledge tech for it.
Okay. I guess Prism would know more about it.
Prism looks down as Genesect waves at you.
Oh, of course, Genesect. Duh. Ugh. Stupid. Okay, yeah. Let me just roll that for him.
If you want, you can re-roll that. Because remember,
Yeah.
Prism's got like 16 at this point because we keep making references.
Okay. Nope, never mind. Tuh.
Okay.
It's just not my day.
Genesect goes forward. He takes the bleep bloops. He then attaches himself with some wires to the piece of device, and then he scans the sign. He comes back and reports that it is the sign of a water legendary Pokemon.
Hey, Kiza, can you feel anything from that sign? Does it like resonate with you in any way?
She goes out. Says, not unless I touch it, I think. Even then, I don't know anything about ranger signs.
I'm wondering if you stepped on it, if it would do anything. We gotta distract these alligators.
She looks forward and says, what is this?
I don't know, but I don't know if I want you to touch it.
I want to touch it. She looks at it. She puts up like a mischievous finger, like inching her way towards it. Roll occult.
There we go. That's better.
Oh, yeah, that is a crystal that okay. That is okay. Now that you've gotten a look at the blue and red crystals, you can determine that this must be some other kind. You look at it and you scan it with your like aura sensing. You determine that this is a divine channeling crystal.
Okay, divine channeling.
Hey! Hey!
Yeah, we might want to take a chunk of that back to Jade.
Kiza goes forward and she's like, I'ma touch it.
All right. Careful.
She goes forward and grabs like a haunch of it, and her eyes glow up, and her aura like erupts from her a little bit, pushing you guys back. And she gasps suddenly, looks back excited, and she comes to you and she grabs your hand, and she's like, Scarlet! Scarlet!
What?
I've got it back!
Got what back?
She runs forward, grabs like a haunch of the crystal, and with all of her strength, she breaks it off. Breaks off
my
a
God.
piece of it, holds on to it, and you can feel her Suicune aura like flow over all of you.
Oh, jeez.
Suicune!
You can turn back into Pokemon form again?
Oh, I don't give a about that. It's just my divine aura. She then hops on the
Yeah.
water and skids across, and then she goes and stomps on her sign.
She's not nerfed anymore, basically.
Yeah.
She
Cool.
then-
So what did that do?
She then stretches out and she stops the swirling water as the Feraligatr just come forward to see like what the hell just happened. They see this Pokemon that just put out the sign, and they just sort of chill out.
Okay. That's cool. What happens if I touch it?
Okay. Scarlet.
No!
Scarlet,
Because I want to take it back, so...
you stretch out. Give me a channel check.
Lost rolls. Where are you? D100 minus 28. Go.
Okay.
That's rubbish.
You can re-roll.
Will I get anything from that before I roll?
I don't know.
Alright. That's better!
That's way better, yeah. You stretch out into the astral plane, and you break through the nonsense that's happening in this area. And as you
Whoa.
do, you go through ultra space, and you reach back into the dream world, and you are now reconnected with Cresselia.
Oh, sweet. Hey, Cresselia, how's it going?
She looks at you and she puts on she conjures some sunglasses and she goes, "Sup, bitch?"
It's been a while.
Sup,
see you again.
queen?
Yeah, what's going on? Kind of in the middle of something, but we gotta totally catch up afterwards.
She's
Also,
like,
hey, whilst I've got you, do you mind getting hold of Necro's milk for me? Thanks, you're a babe.
"No problem, babe." She yeets you back into your physical body with a piece of her aura.
Sweet. Thank you very much.
You can use one of her powers.
Nice. All right, then let's just go and meet up with Kiza.
Okay.
Hey, what's up? How's it going for Alligator? You're cool.
She goes, "Sup, you now have a piece of green crystal." Prism's like, "So, should I grab a piece?"
I
No.
Sure, why not?
Alright. Prism grabs a piece and channels into it, and he goes, "Okay, about what I expected." He walks back to you guys. He looks at you and he says, I could use Lugia's move." Look,
Nice.
he points it, and there's like a small gust of wind coming out.
Aw, you have fart fingers. That's cute.
I mean, I'd like to think it's... Yeah, okay, fire fingers, sure. The other two break off a piece, and Marshadow's aura erupts as he runs over to you with a green piece of crystal. And he has access to one of his legendary auras, and the same thing happens to Genesect.
Sweet. Hey, everybody's got a crystal now. You guys happy? Yeah.
Yes. Marshadow's like, "Yes, this feels better than the red. Let's do that. Let's keep this."
Fantastic. Shall we continue?
Hell yeah! You guys just kind of like whoop whoop your way out.
Awesome. See you later, for Alligator.
They all wave.
Yeah.
All right, you walk further out and you encounter what looks like a prison area. And as you move forward, you see a human in a hazmat suit just kind of like chilling on a bench.
Oh. Yo, what you in for? No, I'm not gonna say that. God knows what he's in for.
No, Scarlet, that's fine. Yo, what you in for?
All right.